Welcome to the interview segment, and we are being joined by two great Nigerians because what they do, they are doing it for Nigerians all over the world. Talking about the National Identification Management Commission, where they handle the national identification number, trying to give us a valid data in Nigeria. To my immediate right is Mr. Olushola Shotayo, who is the coordinator of that office in Ogun State. Mr. Shotayo, welcome to the program.
Good morning, sir. Good morning, Nigerians, and thank you for this opportunity, Ogtv.
And the man who many people have been running after, because you have to, once you register, you have to get your card. He's the head of card activation unit of NIMC Ogun State office. Talking about Mr. Benga or Desoya. You're also welcome to the program.
Thank you, sir. It's a pleasure to be here.
All right, and my colleague, as you already said, heard the other time, is Charity James.
All right, good morning, Tunde Shodeke, and I want to welcome our guests to the program. You're welcome.
Thank you very much.
All right, Mr. Shota, we'll begin from you. You are the head of NUC in Ogun State. Give us the background information as to how many Nigerians have, the percentage of Nigerians that have migrated onto this platform, because government is trying to use that as a template to generate data for Nigerians, so that when planning for future, the economic purpose, infrastructure development, and the like, so they could know where and who are Nigerians.
Thank you for this opportunity. As at the last count, we have been able to register about 110 million Nigerians, and they have been issued the national identification number.
All this 110 million?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Okay. If that be the figure, why are people so, let me say reluctant? Let me use the word reluctant. Not until when there is a pressure from government, that is when people begin to rush. I could remember a particular year when the Joint Admissions and Matriculation Board, JAM, said they were going to use that platform to generate profile for candidates. And at the end of the day, the National Assembly then said, no, JAM, drop that idea. Still let them do manual registration and the likes of that. So why has it been so difficult for Nigerians to do that?
Well, I don't know whether I'm the right person to ask that question. It is the Nigerians that will have to answer for themselves why they have been reluctant. But I think Nigerians have been coming out. Usually, or as we expect, there is supposed to be a need which will propel them to come out. And management is creating that need. Now, for you to write WAEC examination and NECO, the requirement is that you must have your NIN. For you to write JAM, you need it. For your customer in your banking, you need your NIN. For you to get your passport or to renew it, you need it. And on at a lot of levels, the NIN has become mandatory. And if we need to look at the mandatory use of NIN, as was gazetted by the government, I think in 2020 or thereabouts, it spells out all the areas where the NIN is compulsory. And over time, we continue to sensitize Nigerians on the need for you to register and have your NIN so that a lot of benefits will not be deprived. That's how far we have gone with regards to that.
Okay, Mr. Odosunya, since we are looking at the why, looking for reasons for this NIN thing, we want to know why the government is enforcing the NIN SIM registration, because some of people will say, why is it necessary? I have other form of biodata that the federal government can use to assess if I'm a Nigerian or not. So why are they going through the route of NIN again? And what is the age bracket for those who want to come for registration?
Thank you very much. That's a very good question. You know, all over the world, identity helps planning. It helps security and social services. So, for government to be able to provide the needed security and social services, they need to be able to uniquely identify who lives in Nigeria, either as a citizen or legal resident. You know, before now, most of the different identity ports we have, you know, we call them functional identity. You know, like if you need to go to bank, you have bank ATM. If you don't need to go to bank, you don't need it. If you need to travel, you have a passport. Some people don't even have need to travel, so they may not have it. So we need a central identity port that everybody will need, that we uniquely identify all Nigerians and everybody that lives in Nigeria, so that government will be able to plan. You know, we are talking about insecurity. You know, by the time everybody is in that port, you know, called database, you know, be able to easily identify, you know, people of bad characters that we are looking for. And when we talk about what age, the registration is open to all ages, young and old. You know, as young as the baby can open eyes and take pictures, we can register the baby. Okay. So that, like my Oga said earlier, you know, we encourage people to come out and register before they need it. You know, so that when they need it, they will not be rushed for it. So we have modules for registering children, module for registering adults. So the identity registration is for all ages. So for children, will that card carry them all through their adult life? Yes, what we are emphasizing is the NIN. National
the number.
It's a token, 11-digit number token. You know, once they give you that number, that is your token for the rest of your life. So for children, when you are coming, because some of them are underage and their biometrics are still developing, you know, we will require them to bring their birth certificate and their parents' NIN. So their name will be tied to their parents' name, even though we give them their own name. But once they cross 16, by then their biometric will have been fully formed. We'll call them back for migration, so that we'll take a fresh picture and take their biometrics again, so that from then they can now exist as adults. And that NIN will not change for life. It's the number that you carry from birth to death. But the card can change, the number will not change. Yes.
Okay, Mr. Edison, when you address the area of security, well, most people out there will say that not much has been achieved in that area, because banditry keeps thriving in Nigeria. They've not been able to track down people, and there is this call that you must link your NIN to your SIM. First and foremost, you might not know the figure of those that have done that so far, but the security aspect has not been achieved as of today. Many people say commit crimes and they get away with it, and you can't really trace these people.
Yes, thank you very much, sir. The efforts to ensure that the name becomes the basis for fighting security is ongoing, and government is trying all its effort to ensure that that happens. You know, before now, when the mobile telecoms comes on board, you don't even need to register it, you just buy anything and start using it. At a time, they will tell you register. You see people, they will register SIM in different names, they call it pre-register, they will just register and start selling it. You know? But now, it is now mandatory that we want to know the owner of the SIM with his name. That is why government has given a directive. I just expired like a few days ago, September 14, that everybody that is carrying a mobile number must link that number to your NIN, so that what you are saying, sir, will be easy for government to achieve. Because from in the past, you will see people go to hotel and say, my name is Jide. They will write their name as Jide. They will go. If they are criminals, the police is looking for them. When they get to the hotel, oh, police is looking for Tunde. Meanwhile, the record you have in your hotel is Jide. So there is no way they can trace them. But if the hotelier has said that, okay, your name is Jide, no problem, give us your NIN. They will verify it and see from a database, okay, this is your name. Is that being demanded by hoteliers too now? Yes, we are getting there. I'm just giving an example. So government, like my Oga said, that there is mandatory use of name. You know, we are going to schools, to JAM, to NYC, to passport. Very soon we get to hotelier, to airport, to train, so that before you access any of those services, they will verify your name and to be stored. So that if there is any need for security agents to look for you or to trace it, they will to know that, oh, this person was here. So even if you are giving them they will have seen from the NIN that this is the real person that's there. But with time we'll get there.
Okay, Mr. Ashota, have there been teething problems encountered by NIMSE in terms of getting people on board this platform so that, because first and foremost, you take a look at most Nigerians are fond of falsifying their age. Before you know what is happening, somebody who's already 40 will tell you, I'm not yet 40, because they want to prolong their stay, possibly they're in government, employment, and the likes of that. But are you encountering any teething problem of sort? Because recently, we also designed an app where people can migrate to, make some corrections in your name and what have you. So are you not giving room again for such age falsification and the rest of it?
Well, there's a mantra that we use in our commission, and that's to the fact that you can only lie to us once. Once you come in and tell us this is your name, we take it as your name. And the good thing is that for every modification you do on our platform, the trail is there. If you are changing today that your date of birth is 10th of January 2007, and you come tomorrow and say, you are no longer 10th of January, you are 2008, the trail is left on the system, so we can easily see it. Well, the idea of the self-service modification is to ease the burden, the stress that people go through, so that you can sit down in the comfort of your room or your offices, carry out the modification, and you can easily access your NI and all that. That's the reason why it is like that. But Nigerians need to understand that, come what may, you tell us a lie, you will be tracked because the records are there. So don't have this false belief that you are beating the system. No, it's not possible.
Okay, before we move on with other technical questions, tell us how the process is like. If someone comes to your office now and wants to register for NIN, what is the process? What are they expected to bring to you before they can be registered?
Well, for you to register, all you need to do is to come with your bank verification number. And the reason why we ask for that is because the harmonization of the BVN has taken place. So that we'll be able to know the appropriate platform to use for your registration. As an adult, that's the basic requirement, or any source document to identify you. Then for minor, just like he has said in the course of his speech, you need to come with your name slip of either the parent, the mom or the dad, or a guardian, and the birth certificate. Because over the years from experience, we've discovered that some people come in and you give them form to fill. Right at the point where they are filling the form, they are making mistakes. Even to fill in the date of birth, they made mistakes. Some people fill in the dates they came to register as their date of birth. So we need to avoid such mistakes and tell them, okay, come with your birth certificate and the NIN slip. And when a minor is registered, the platform for the minor is different from that of the adult, that's in 16 years and above. So once the registration is done, you are issued your national identification number and you're good to go. So
the national identification number, is it tenable outside Nigeria? Can it be used anywhere outside Nigeria?
Sure, because even if you go to the embassies, it's now a requirement. In fact, it's part of the requirements, because Nigeria over the years have not had a functional database. And there's been a pressure that, yes, we need to identify ourselves. And that's why we are creating a functional database.
But as a follow-up to those in the diaspora that you're saying, they must also have, these are people that are not using Nigerian numbers, telephone numbers registered here. Once they migrate out of Nigeria, they are on another platform using foreign mobile number and not Nigeria. So how do you now link the two? So that what sort of synergy do you have with possibly Nigerian embassies abroad, so that there will be that harmonization? Because once I leave Nigeria, I will drop my Nigerian telephone number here, that is mobile number, adopt another one in my foreign where I've relocated to, and that you will not be able to trace that fellow again.
Well, our system can take a foreign number. Once you register, if you are using a foreign number, the system can well work with it.
Okay.
Yes. Then for those in diaspora too, we have registration centers all across the world where you can do your NI registration. We have them all over. Yes.
Your agency appears to be the all and all Mr. Adesanya, all and all, the Alpha and Omega, because every data has to come from your agency now. We saw what played out in the issue of under 18, because most Nigerians kick against dancing because some have already falsified their age, that they wanted their children to leave secondary school at the age of 14, be in university by 14 or 15. I don't know where we are running to. But the question now is, with this identification number, what is your synergy with these mobile telephone industries in Nigeria? How do you synergize, how do you harmonize your data so that Nigeria can have a database, reliable one, dependable, and can be used for planning?
Okay, thank you very much, sir. You know, this is the reason why the government is enforcing the name SIM linkage. You know, before now, in fact, I've seen record from mobile operators when you ask for the picture of the person, you just see a face of a goat. You know, before now. So all those things we need to stop. So now, even people that have registered their SIM before, or they have used their SIM before, is now, we're now enforcing that they should go and link that SIM with name. And what they do is that, once they go to their mobile operator, if you already have a valid name, all you need to do is go to your mobile operator, they will fetch, with your name, they will fetch your record from us. It's not as if they're going to take what you give them. They will, once they click them, they will fetch the record from us. And the record they fetch from us is what they will now use. Is this you? That's what they will now use to now link your SIM to the name. Such that anytime there's anything on that SIM number, they can reference the name attached to it. But the good thing is that you can link as many numbers as maybe 5, 6, 7 to one name.
Okay.
7 to one name. So, but we know that these 7 numbers belongs to Tunde. This 7 number belongs to Charity. So that way, in case of any problem or any issue, we know who we are looking for. With your SIM, we know who we are looking for. That is why we are advocating that everybody should be in this database. By the time we have over 200 million Nigerians in this database, there will not be hiding place for anybody again. So, apart from for security reasons, even for one government to give social benefits, you know, we see in somewhere in one country, I forgot the country now, that they had issue with their farm. The government just went to the farm. They already know the people. Know the people, give them on the farm, use drone to spray the insecticide and credit their wallet straight without talking to the people. Because the records are there. Database is already there. They know who is farmer, they know who is student, they know who wants, like this one now, people that are getting this mail phone now, one of the requirements is NIN. So they will see that, okay, you are a Nigerian, this is your record, then they will cross-check that record with your school before they can say, okay, you are qualified for this. So apart from the SIM linkage, you know, which will help us a great deal to tackle the insecurity of Nigeria. Also, government social services that government want to do for people, the name will be very vital to help government to achieve that. Okay,
I will go a little bit outside it now. Is it a criminal offense for in Nigeria not to register for NIN? You know, a typical Nigeria where there's a policy from the government, the first thing that will come to your mind is, why are they disturbing us? Why are they stressing me? So, is it a criminal offense for someone who is a bona fide Nigerian not to go and register for NIN?
Yeah, thank you very much. Well, I will not say that it's a crime, really. Okay. But when it comes to when you need services and you're not able to get it, then you know that you are the one doing yourself. Okay. You know, it will get to a time that, even not for you, for your children, that if your children don't have NIN, they will not be able to write WAEC, write NECO, write JAM. So it will get to a time that every services that you're going to enjoy as a Nigerian, either in public or private organization, if you don't have NIN, you're not able to use it. So we don't even need to criminalize you. Okay. You undo yourself.
Okay, another angle to raise is that a lot of Nigerians still have this sleep, and they take it all around. Some you will have seen it on. When they get to the point of usage, you see them trying to put it together. How will your commission do it so that everyone will have this card, the durable ones that will last long than the sleep that most of the Nigerians are carrying all along? And how do you retrieve your lost NIN?
Okay, thank you very much. What is important is that NIN number, the token. With that number, as a matter of fact, nobody is supposed to attend to you by just showing them the paper. You know, the paper is just to carry the number. They're supposed to punch the number in the system that will bring down your real details. That is verification. So we need to authenticate that what you are carrying is genuine. That's one. Then two, if you have lost that slip or it's torn and you need it replaced, all you need to do is just to come to our office. We have a provision for reprint of name slip at a token.
Does it attract any financial implication?
You pay through remitter. It's a government platform for payment. You can pay it yourself, pay at the bank. All we need to do that.
But the registration, the first registration is free. Okay.
The first registration is free, but if you want to reprint your lost NIN slip or torn or damaged slip, you just come to our office. You make a payment of 500 naira to remitter account, which is government account. You can pay it on your phone or pay it at the bank. You bring the receipt for us. We will reprint that slip for you. Then for the card, before now, the card was powered by MasterCard, which is not a Nigerian company, and the cost of producing that card is so expensive that even government cannot afford it again. So that is why the production of the card is suspended for now. The card is different from the NIN. The card, because Nigeria we so much like carrying card, so the card has not been made in such a way that it will serve so many purposes. It will carry voters' details, drivers' details, bank details. When government is ready to use them for such purposes, it can be used. So what we are doing now, very soon, is that there is a Nigerian card company.
Okay.
Run by CBN and NIPS. The card is called AfriGold. It's a local company. So that will make the card to be more cheaper to produce, and we are going to open more points of getting it. It's just like the way you pick up an ATM card. You can use the bank, come to our office, so it will be easy.
With the slip?
Yes, the card.
Okay.
The card. It will be easy for you to pick up the card, either from the bank, just like we pick up ATM card, or come to our office, and it will be cheaper. Very soon we are going to launch that card. It's good. That card, we are using local content, so that the card is, everything about the card is Nigerian made. So it will be cheaper and to also help us.
Okay.
In addition to that, there's a short code for NIN retrieval.
Okay.
*346# for a number that is already registered, that is linked to the database. So if you misplace your NIN, all you need to do is just to punch *346#. It will bring out your NIN.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. On any network?
Yes.
On the phone that is linked to your record.
Okay, to the record.
Yes.
Oh, okay, all right. Now, let's look at it. Most Nigerians have accused your organization, your agency, of not giving them the right opportunity to register because your offices are so limited. I could recall when joint admissions or Justice Jam wanted to use that platform, a lot of students in SS2, SS3 storm your office at Okemoson wanting to register, and a lot of videos went viral that have been here since 5:30, 6 a.m. This is 4 p.m. in the afternoon, we have not been registered, and so many stories to tell. How do you want to decentralize the operation so that Nigerians, within a distance of about 5 minutes, you can get to a NIMSI office, get registered within a short period of time as well, to then link your NIN to your SIM card, and you continue to live your life?
Well, I think Nigerians will bear me that the narrative has changed. That's no longer the story, because now we have centers across the local government secretariats, and we have agents that have been licensed to carry out enrollment services. They are all around the places, on your streets, in that shop. We have agents, they are licensed to register Nigerians. So it has been decentralized, and we have a lot of players coming into the field for you to get registered.
So how do we know the real agents now? Yes, we see them all around on their billboards and
yes,
so on.
we need to do our due diligence too, as citizens, because there are a lot of people that come into the sphere in order to exploit and take advantage of Nigerians. Well, I don't know. There's no specific, because a lot of riffraff came into the system, start exploiting Nigerians, coming up along with a lot of antics in order to deceive Nigerians. But we have them all over the place. All you need to do to be sure is that, one, if you go there to register, you are not to pay a kobo. The registration is free. Yes, you need to insist and tell whoever is operating the system that all over the country, your registration, the license that you have been granted is supposed to be operated for free. Because that's the arrangement they had or they have with NIMC. You have to register Nigerians for free. You are not to pay a kobo for the registration. So if they don't want, if they want you to pay, you can leave. Okay. Yes, you are not to pay kobo for registration. Registration is free.
So in the case of registering now, Mr. Odeyemi, you have registered with you have registered with an agent now, and printed a slip for you. But later on, you went somewhere to use this slip, and they tell you this slip, the NIN you have, isn't a correct one, that is not genuine. What do you do at that point?
Okay, thank you very much. Just like what my coordinator said, you know, the agent that will license, they are not licensed to do correction. If you want to do any, if you have any before, want to make any correction, your name, date of birth, phone number, email, come to the MC office, either in the state office or any of the local government in Ogun State and all over Nigeria. You know, if
okay, that means you are not going back to the agent that registered you.
Yes, for correction.
Okay.
Their own is for fresh. I've not done it before. Fresh, but not for correction.
Okay.
Then the other part you asked was, you know, if they have done enrollment in an agent and if they come to our office, we have a way of, you know, getting to know if it's authentic. You know, whatever they give them, we'll check on our system. You know, if it's authentic, we'll see it. If it's not, we'll see it. So if it's not authentic and the person has not registered before, we just tell the person, get a form, we'll register you. Okay. You know, and most of the times when the register from the agent, it might not be that the agent is even fake. It might be just that probably the name is not uploaded on a platform where banks, you know, telcos will see it. You know, when such will come to our office, you know, we check it. We see it's genuine, so we just create the NIN and upload for them for free. So after a 24 hours, they can see it and they can go and use it.
All right.
Okay, from the deadline given by Nigerian, by the federal government, Minister of Telecommunications and Communication and the likes of that, 65 million Nigerians have linked their NIN to their SIM. And you quoted the figure, Mr. Ashuta, that 110 million Nigerians have migrated to this platform. Don't you think these mobile providers, telecommunication providers, should fetch directly information from your platform, so that, because most Nigerians would like to food drag on an issue, we'll take our time until it is attached to, possibly if you want to register your child in his primary school or secondary school, they say, okay, let us see if you are link your SIM to your NIN. Until we do that, just as JAB is fetching data from you, telecoms too can also do likewise. Have you also proposed this to them, so that 65 is far cry for 110? That's about 50% of Nigerians that are migrated.
And the frequent periods of asking their customers to come within a year. Some telecommunication can ask their customers go to for revalidation like 4 or 5 times in a year. So what is your collaboration with them?
Well, the collaboration is in the area of the linking of the NIN to the SIM. And it's expected that once you do it, it comes alive and you're on that same platform. But it's the Nigerian nature. Until we are compelled to do certain things, we won't do it. So I guess that's why we have these challenges. Then aside that, some people have registered way back since maybe 2012, 2013, and this is 2024. And over the years, their physical outlook must have changed, and they might there may be need for you, especially when it comes to the facials. I'm sure I wasn't looking like this in 2012, 2013, and I'm sure that most of us. So you need to come and probably revalidate That's the choice of word. It's just like an upgrading of your account. If you open an account as a minor, after some few years, they ask you to come and upgrade it. So that you have a better picture or a current picture of who you are.
Okay, so you haven't addressed the first part of it. I mean, supplying all this data to telecoms directly. So that, like, if you register a child now at JAMB, automatically they go onto the portal and it fetches your data from NIM.
But even for the JAMB too, you still need to go there and do the registration. That's why on the JAMB platform, you are on your admission stuff, you have your own record and that of the NIN record. So the same thing is obtainable. You still need to go there and do it.
But they register the same card. So which is a platform for those telecoms to migrate and get the data directly from NIM, rather than comparing Nigerians that if you don't pay this, you don't do that, you won't get this.
No, you don't need to pay to link.
No, I'm not saying that.
All you need to do to link your SIM, at times you don't even need to go. You get there, they give you a form, and they do the linkage. They fetch our data and put it side by side with theirs. And that's why occasionally we have had cases of people coming to tell us that they tell us of picture mismatch.
Photograph error.
Yes, photograph error. Maybe as at the time we did the NIN registration, they were much younger, and now they have become older. They say, okay, this picture does not match what we have fetched from the NIN records. I say, okay, you need to give us a current picture.
Okay.
Let me just answer. You know, like what Tony was trying to say is, you know, they're actually fetching the record from us now.
Oh, okay.
The difference in 65 million and 110 million is because a lot of people have registered the SIM when we are now asking for the NIN. So that is why we are now enforcing that they should come out and link the SIM. So as many people that have linked, that's why we got 60 million. So as soon as people continue to link, we will get to that 110 million. That is why you see the telcos, they will buy your number. You know, when the deadline has passed and you have not done it, they can buy your line. Not to make call, but to receive call. They will send SMS, go and do this. So once you have done, you have to that 65 million. So for every new registration of SIM, that you don't have a SIM before, you just want to buy a new SIM, with your NIN, they will fetch the record from us. And they will see you before they can give you the SIM. Like what my partner was trying to say that, you know, like me, I bought my SIM at 2002. You know, if they took my picture then, and my picture now to be different. So if for any reason I lost that SIM, I need to retrieve it. If I go to, say, MTN, for example, they ask for my NIN. So maybe I did my NIN like 3 years ago. I registered the first SIM 20 years ago. So the record will fetch from my NIN will be my recent face. And in MTN, I have information that if the record they fetch from me and your live picture they are seeing as at that moment is not 80% match, the system will say it's not you. You know, they want something that the system is sure that it's you. So they will tell you, go back to NIMC, you know, go and do photograph revalidation. So when they capture your new recent face, upload it, so that when next you go back to MTN, once they fetch your record from us, they will see the recent face match with the live face they are seeing, they'll be able to.
Okay, they continue. How have you been dealing with those transferred mobile telephone numbers? Maybe a lot of people are moving in droves now abroad, relocating. Some of them will drop their mobile phone numbers, which of course has been linked to NIN, and is now in another person's hand using it. Have you encountered such? What is the way out?
Well, I think once a line becomes inactive for certain duration, it is retrieved and probably resealed.
Now I'm talking of somebody I'm relocating now. I'm leaving Nigeria tomorrow, and my cousin or nephew, you can be using the card, the SIM card. Well, I've registered it in my name. I'm not sure I've been linked to my bank and the likes of that.
Well, I'm not sure we have heard any particular case like that being brought to our attention.
So that means, Mr. Odessa, the issue of tackling insecurity is it far, far away from us?
No. If I register a SIM in my name, anywhere in the world I travel to, and if I give that to another person, it's still my responsibility. Whatever they do with that SIM, it comes back to me. Even if you live abroad, there's no way you cannot get you. Interpol is there. So it's a responsibility of anybody that if you know that this SIM is registered in your name, if you want to give to somebody else, be sure that this person you are giving this SIM to, you'll be responsible for what happened on that SIM.
Is there no provision for you to delink the SIM card with the NIN and let the new user now link it again to his own NIN? Is there no provision for that?
How will you know?
You yourself with the SIM card.
And give the phone.
I'm asking from your end now, from your NIMC. Is there a provision for such that people can, maybe you might use this platform now to tell Nigerians now that such, if you have a such case with you, this is what you need to do. You have to come to our office and delink the other NIN from that SIM and then link your own NIN.
I think it's even the service provider that does that, not us. We are not the one. It's you, wherever you have got the line for, you go to the service provider and do that, not NIMC.
Okay.
So I will go back to the other question, the other statement you made about a facial appearance. How periodic should someone upgrade? Is there a provision for you to come willingly to upgrade your for instance, your picture, maybe there is a mistake you've made and you suddenly remember that you made this mistake? Are there provisions for coming periodically? How long should one stay before coming to upgrade whatever you want to upgrade?
Okay, thank you, Charity. You know, when you need to come is when you need it. If at any point you realize that, oh, my name is not well arranged, you can come and correct it, or there's an error a little bit, you can come and correct it. You know, for the face I mentioned, you know, it's not everybody that asks for your facial. In our own place, what you after is your identity. Even if you do face surgery, remove face, put my face on your face. You know, by the time you put your hand, you know this is the real person. Even if we cover your face. And another technology we use now, we use that one for self-service, is iris.
Okay.
The iris. People that when you come to our office want to make correction, we use your biometric to confirm that they are the owner of the name you are correcting. But if you are doing the self-service in your home, it is the technology that we use is your iris. So when you have technology, the point will ask you to put your iris on your phone, it will check the iris that you are the owner of that name. So those technology, they don't change. Those natural features, biometrics, iris, they don't change.
Okay.
So that is why the identity with us, you can, if you like, change from man to woman, we know it is you. But you know, all these service provider, like MTN, they have their own.
You're advertising MTN too much.
No, okay. All these service provider, they have their own modus operandi. You know, the way they operate. Like, you know, they will say, okay, if your face is too different from what they are saying, that they want to go and do something at NIN. So if you have that case, anytime you have that case, just come to us.
Okay.
So it doesn't have to be every 3 months. Anytime you want to access, you use your name for any service anywhere, and we have one issue or the other, and you needed to do any kind of upgrade or this, and just come. We will attend to you. It doesn't have any period for doing it.
Okay.
But every individual, in the life cycle of every person, will at one time or the other have a reason to want to do one change or the other. Is either you are changing your address, because you can't stay in a place permanently throughout your life, or you want to rearrange your name, you want to change your phone number. So you will have a reason to want to do.
So after those changes, a new slip is printed.
Yes, the number does not change. However.
Yes, I know.
Yes.
Just a new.
Yes, you get a new.
We have had cases of children, particularly who wanted to register for UTM through JAM, and due to age issue, maybe the person was born in the year 2020, and unfortunately for the person, maybe they wrote 02, year 2002, or possibly local government. Local government has also been creating problems. Somebody will get to tell them from Abeokuta, but I have data, and by the time you are getting for such registration, it becomes a problem. And by the time they approach NIMC, it becomes another issue. They will tell you it has to go to Abuja and issues like that. Some will even tell you have to pay social amount of money and the likes of that. How are you addressing this as man directly in charge of card activation?
Thank you, Tunde. There is room for error. All of us know that. That is why we have provisions for making corrections. So if anybody has any reason to make any corrections on a wrong information, all you need to do is just give us evidence that this is wrong. For example, the date of birth, you provide your birth certificate, or this is my birth certificate, it was wrongly captured. There's a process for doing it. If it's your origin, we'll ask for your certificate of origin to prove that you are from another and not capital South. Once we see it, we'll attend to you. When it comes to the issue of payment, you know, enrollment, fresh enrollment are free. Any form of corrections are not free. There are statutory payment for each correction. If you are changing your name now, 500 to remitter, reprint 500. If you are changing your date of birth, it's 15,000 naira. You pay it to the bank, government account. So these are the payments.
For change of birth?
Yes, date of birth.
It's 15,000.
15,000, even if it's one day. You are not paying to anybody. You go to the bank, you make the payment, and you bring the receipt with other documents to prove that this is correct. So there are two
What about change of address?
Addresses.
It's 500.
500 naira. It's only a source document, maybe your new address, maybe your letter B. The only one that is that the money is called that date of birth. Other one is mostly 500 naira we pay to. So there are two major corrections that we do. I'm going to the issue of Abuja.
Okay.
You know, there are some corrections that we can be done at our level. Front end. There are some that you have to go to
The
database to do. Why? Because there are some information that ordinarily should not change. People should not have date of birth change ordinarily. You don't expect.
And that's why it's attracting that much.
And that is why it's not also given to us at the front end to do. Because if they make a mistake in your name, you know, it's common. People can change name for reason, change of religion, those are marriage, those are regular things. But date of birth is not something that you change. So that is why they put that strict process. You pay, and at our end we verify and we send it to Abuja where they will change it. In fact, I've had an instance where they made a mistake in one woman date of birth at the bank, and different was so much like 40 years difference. They made the woman to be 40 years younger. It's even a little bit. So when they get Abuja, you know what they did? They reviewed it. They told the woman to come to our office and tell the officer in charge that she should give this woman to call the person. The person now, our staff called our staff in Abeokuta from Abuja. I said, don't let the woman know that I'm calling you. You know, the woman in front of you, just describe how the person is for me. That's it's an old woman, like I would maybe like 70 years, you know. Those are kind of, you know, check they do. So to show that, oh, this is an error, then they will correct it. There are times that they might even involve security agency to investigate it. SSS, you know, if they see that, you know. So those modifications are not things that they allow us to do completely at the front end. Or gender, female to female, that's gender, origin, and date of birth. So these are things that don't allow us to do. Every other thing, name, address, you can do that at front end. That's why they say go to Abuja and it takes some time.
Gender should be permanent.
So, Mr. Shosayo, is Nigeria getting on the right track of having a reliable database that it can be fetched anytime? Oh, we have this age bracket of 15 to 25 living in the particular location, and they have the highest population, so they would need a school there, or they would need this particular facility. Is Nigeria on that track?
100%. We're on track, and our database is very, very reliable, and it is secured. And in fact, from what we have in our database, we can tell you for free that the demographic in the society that has not been captured as much is the 16 years and below. A larger population of that age category has not been captured into the database. So we want to encourage our daddies and our mommies to bring out their children so that they can come in and register. Our database is secured, it's reliable, and it's available for planning, for security, and for...
And you think it's not susceptible to hacking?
It is not, because the information security management system has consistently certified our database over the years. So you can be sure that our database is very, very secured.
Okay, talking about database, how easy is it for Nigerians to register on their own using their digital platform, maybe their phone, their laptop, without going to your office or your agent outside? Can they do it on their own?
It's not possible to register on your own.
Okay.
Because you need to get your biometrics.
Okay.
And I'm sure that most homes don't even have the fingerprint scanner.
Okay.
So once you need to do that first registration, you need to visit a new enrollment center. It's only the subsequent modification that you want to do that you can use the self-service platform.
Okay.
There has always been deadline, and it has always been shifted. Like the new SIM linkage now, several deadlines have been given, and government has
well, I think it's this narrative that continues to encourage this kind of attitude, because we believe that it will be shifted. But I think there's a final one which was given on the 14th. Yes. And I'm sure that there has not been extension. And I don't think there's going to be another extension.
Oh, okay, and from you, Mr. Modeso, do you believe there won't be any extension? Because this is Nigeria, where anything is possible.
Yes, I really hope there won't be extension, because it is in the interest of everybody, that we get this thing sorted out immediately, so that all the challenges we have been talking about, we can overcome them.
Okay, let me ask Mr. Odesonya, when you go to some institutions to present your name and it is laminated, they tell you they can't use it for you because there's a covering on it. So educate us on it. Should you laminate your name slip? Is it appropriate for you to laminate? The lamination is for preservation purposes. And when you go to some institutions, they won't even collect from you. They will tell you it is tampered with, they can't use because of the covering on it. It cannot be easily accessed, yes, by their machines. So educate us on that. Okay,
thank you very much, Charity. Name is different from other means of identity, like WIRE, birth certificate. Those are documents that people want to use them physically. When it comes to NIN, NIN is only useful when you can verify it and authenticate it. So those institutions, you don't even need to make photocopy or need physical, just like in advanced country, in America, once you just put your child question on, you bring everything about you. That is where we want NIN to be used. Not people should care less about whether it's laminated, whether it is. We have seen instances where somebody bought a name slip. We can see that it's the face of the person. But by the time we punch the number in the system, we got a different person. That's not even the person. So what's the point of bringing a name slip that is not laminated? You think that it's okay by you, and the owner of that identity is not even the person that brought it. So what we are trying to emphasize is that in the usage of name, you must verify it. We are deploying portal to private and public institutions where they will just tap the name inside. Once they click fetch, they will see. That's what all those telcos are using, and even Jam they are using. So once they type this thing, they will see who really holds the name. So that is where we want people to pay attention to. Meaning, whether they laminate, people can laminate it to preserve it, but what we're after is that 11-digit number. Once they punch it, you should be able to see the real owner of the other.
Okay, so lamination does not matter.
Does not matter.
Okay, as we close on the program, Mr. Shutayo, what message do you want to pass across to Nigeria, particularly that we are seeing far cry from that population, the figure in Nigeria, 110 to about. We don't actually know our population in Nigeria. I must say that because census, we have proposed census since last year now, and nothing has been heard about it. So, what message do you want to pass across, particularly as government strive to make it a security device, because that's why they are calling for the name SIM linkage, so that they can track whosoever is trying to commit any crime anywhere, and the level of crime in our society can also go down.
Yeah, thank you very much. I want to encourage and appeal to Nigerians, especially those of us residing in Ogun State, that we should go out and register for our NIN. We all desire a society that is working. most of these advanced countries where things work is because they have been able to identify themselves successfully. And that is why it is possible to prevent crime and do a lot of planning. So if we're able to get it right as a nation, we will have our society and we will live in a better
You are making reference to advanced countries, that's why they can plan, they can do this.
Yes.
But I can tell you for free that even in those advanced countries, it's at the point of birth that a child is registered.
But that is happening now. There's a synergy between NIMC and the National Population Commission. Yes. So the NPOC is already issuing the digital birth certificate now. And
When did it start?
I think sometimes this year.
Okay.
Yes, they issue digital birth certificate now, and it is tied to the NIN too. So that synergy is something that is going to help us. So I want to encourage our daddies and our mommies to bring out our children, to let them register and get their NIN. It is also important that I tell the public too that there are a lot of phishing sites outside. So we need to be careful. We need to do our due diligence to make sure we don't fall into wrong hands. Any information that you need about NIN, just go to our website, www.nimc.gov.ng. Any information that is needed, you will get it on that platform so that you don't fall into wrong grounds using the social space.
Okay.
And a word of assurance for Mr. Adosanya too, because you sounded so optimistic that it will get better.
Oh, sure.
This data,
Sure. Yes, it will get better because, this identity scheme that we are running now is different from what we have in the past, that we just give ID card to people. Now, we are trying to create a reliable and secure database for all Nigerians and even legal residents, so that it will be easy for you to access government services and for government to provide better security for you. So, let's do our part and ensure that we get database to 100%, over 200%, so that we know that everybody's in database. Then we'll be able to plan for ourselves, secure ourselves better. So I'm very optimistic we'll get better.
Thank you, gentlemen, for coming on the program.
all right, thank you very much, Mr.
Thank you very much.
Shutayo, the coordinator of NIMC Ogun State Office, and Mr. Ode Sonya, who is the head of card activation, the same office here in Ogun State. We just hope that Nigerians will learn one or two things from this. We close the window now on this session of the interview. We have not closed the door. That's why I said window. So we are going to open the window again for this last part of the interview segment that will wrap up this Friday edition of New Dawn. Join us again.